This is Optimal Living Daily, episode 2909, 3 Mindsets That Hold Us Back from Self-Care by Julie Morgenstern of juliemorgenstern.com. And I'm Justin Malik, reading you articles with permission from the authors. And with that, let's get right to it and continue optimizing your life. 3 Mindsets That Hold Us Back from Self-Care by Julie Morgenstern of juliemorgenstern.com. Our hobbies, passions, and the things we do for pure relaxation fuel and restore us physically, emotionally, and even spiritually in the most efficient way imaginable. Renewal activities provide care and nurturance for our souls, providing us with the energy we need to get through everything work and life throws at us. Yet, even though we know that and crave time for renewal, it can be very hard to make it happen. A Deloitte Insights survey found that 91% of employees and executives say well-being is a top priority, yet the majority struggle to prioritize self-care, and 1 out of 3 are constantly struggling with fatigue, stress, and overwhelm. What gets in the way? Well, time is certainly one major factor. Our lives are filled with demands and responsibilities, making it difficult to carve out time for self-care. But the mechanical time issue is ultimately solvable. There are many practical solutions to the time issue, and we'll cover many of them in this self-care series. The bigger challenge is our belief systems. In my 30-plus years as a time management consultant and coach, I've noticed patterns of thinking that hold us back from the self-care we crave and know we need, but are afraid to take. Here are the 3 most common mindsets that get in the way of giving yourself time for self-care. See if any of these interfere with your ability to take more time for well-being. Mindset number 1, if I'm not taking care of someone or being productive, I don't have value. That may sound harsh when put in writing or audio, but many high-achieving people are driven by a work ethic that leads them to feel irresponsible or that they have no value unless they're working or taking care of someone. That belief system can be hard to transcend when your value is identified by what you produce, do for others, and give to the world. You may feel like taking time for yourself or hobbies, napping, or relaxing is doing nothing. And if you're doing nothing, you have no value. Now, if you can relate to that, I want you to entertain the idea that the richer and more well-rounded you are as a human being, the more you add value in the world. Hobbies stimulate our imagination. Rest allows us to make connections and think more clearly so that we can solve problems in more innovative ways. Being well-rounded allows us to become more compassionate and relate to more people, which equips us to provide even more value out in the world. Mindset number 2, taking time for yourself is selfish and or stealing from others. It can feel like taking time for fun or relaxation or yourself is stealing from somebody. It's stealing from your job. It's stealing from your family. It's stealing from your friends. And that can make you feel so guilty that you don't dare give yourself the renewal time you really need. But here's a mindset shift. Taking care of yourself is not competing with your job, family, or friends. It's in service because it restores your energy. It grounds you and refills your tank so you can give some more. There's a cycle of energy out and energy in that allows us to function at peak, and you have to keep refilling so that you can continue to give. It's not selfish. It's in service to others. And mindset number 3, work first, play second. Responsible adulthood seems defined by the ethics of work before play. This mindset can be a showstopper because we were programmed with that message as kids. Do your homework before you go out to play. That principle certainly has its merits, but as that message seeps deeper and deeper into your unconscious psyche, it can drive you to be all work and no play, and nearly guarantee that you have 0 time for self-care. Your work seems endless. As you check things off your to-do list, more tasks are added all the time. So if you're waiting to complete everything on your to-do list before practicing self-care, that moment is never going to happen, and you will absolutely wear yourself out in the process. So I encourage you to flip the script. You're a responsible adult. Get some to-dos done, play, recharge your batteries, get some more to-dos done, play, restore your batteries, etc. And that cycle of play, work, actually allows us to go the distance. We need to believe that we deserve time for ourselves and that it is an essential component of a happy, healthy life. If you need a little extra boost, remember this. What's good for your own mental health is good for all of the people and projects in your life. When you take the time for yourself, time, energy, and focus expands. Self-care positions you to do good for others, your job, your family, your community, and the world. You just listened to the post titled 3 Mindsets That Hold Us Back from Self-Care by Julie Morgenstern of juliemorgenstern.com.
Wait, are you gaming? On a Chromebook?
Yep. It's got a high-res 120Hz display, plus this killer RGB keyboard. And I can access thousands of games anytime, anywhere.
Stop playing.
What?
Get out of here.
Huh?
Yeah, I want you to stop playing and get out of here so I can game on that Chromebook.
Got it.
Discover the ultimate cloud gaming machine, a new kind of Chromebook.
This episode is brought to you by Pete's. Few things start your day better than a good coffee. That's why Pete's hand roasts their coffee from a specific selection of high-quality beans. And they don't just put those beans into anyone's hands. Pete's trains their roasters for 10,000 hours so they can master the roast that gives you the most. Pete's Coffee. Coffee for coffee people. Find Pete's online or at your local retailer.
Thank you to Julie. Some of this, if not all of this, is what we've learned and have been taught from a very young age, kind of like she said. If we see someone simply sitting, doing nothing, even napping, it can make us uncomfortable and we can judge them when really it's none of our business. And of course, there's a line here, but like she said, it's probably the other way around, especially in our midlives when we're really trying to establish ourselves, buy a home maybe, start a family, those types of things. As Julie said, 1 out of 3 are struggling with fatigue, stress, and overwhelm, so it's unlikely that most are getting lots of naps and self-care time in. But again, these things are instilled in us from an early age, pretty much once we start school. So undoing that thinking, at least partially, can be tricky and uncomfortable. But like she said, it needs to be reframed. Maybe that self-care time allows us to be more present for these other important areas of our lives that we care about. And we can do better if we're also taking care of ourselves. It makes sense to me. Hopefully it's inspiring for you. So pencil in that time for yourself. Thank you for listening and being here. I really appreciate you taking the time to listen. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you tomorrow, where your optimal life awaits.